Ready? Ready?
Ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Circadian Rhythm. That, it's such a simple sort of beat, and it was one of these things that every time I'd sort of zone out watching a television show or something, it would start going like some almost like a 1960s, like timpani, and it wouldn't stop doing that for like a year and a half. The heavy thing is, a good friend of ours, a really good friend of hers, Christoph, passed away like in 1 year's time, and so I definitely felt like, oh man, I want to give her an opportunity to express herself, and so that's where the song comes from. I wrote the music and the melodies and things like that, but she did all of her lyrics.
And right in the middle of it, we felt like it would be great. It would work really well as a duet.
Yeah,
and that's how it kind of
which is something we never
changed.
Never imagined
but in
doing.
a good way, in a better way, I think.
Well, because
I think it's stronger the way it is now.
It came out because it was shocking to hear me come in all of a sudden. But yeah, once we turned it into that, I don't know, it created this bizarre fantasy of a goodbye you never got. That's why it's thrilling that it's being played on the radio and things like that, because we can't separate the man from the song.
Yeah, Christoph would be so happy.
He would be happy. Or he'd be like,
Footsteps on the floor, your body's just a hate. In a rhythm of your own, out of phase.
Yeah, we're not interested in making albums on our own. We write the songs, and those are all there, but you have to have some sort of force.
Outside force.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm always suspicious of bands that produce their own albums. I feel like bands
I wonder what
at
this
least
record-
one other
yeah,
person to
This record's gonna sound a lot
tell
like the
them not
last
to do
one.
something.
The whole record is such a big piece, and there's just so many little details that you're gonna wash over and not really pay too much attention to. So if there's somebody there that makes you stare at that part, you either change it begrudgingly, and then it's like, oh, I love it, or you have to stand up for it, and you never had to actually stand up for it before. And once you do, you go, that's why it's like that, and that's really important to us. Jackknife, with this record, the guy who's produced our last 2 records, Jackknife Lee, his real role for us was, on this record in particular, like when we were demoing out and writing, it was just so free, when we didn't have any critics on our shoulders going, you suck. You're so much less timid when you're doing that. And then you get to the studio, and for some reason, even though we're trying to get better at it, you start to go, You don't realize you're Silversunning your own song, what you think it is. What you think Silversun is, we should do that. And he was with us from the process early on, knew what we wanted to do, and he's there to slap your hand and be like, no, you wanted this, remember? So let's do this. And so you get forced into doing what you wanted to do.
Another night alone, a temporary dream. Came in through your window, sleepwalking. Standing arm in arm, just so out of reach.
Fred Armisen said the nicest thing to me, because I'm always nervous about how, I love sounds and I try to do crazy things, but I would always feel like, man, I feel like I'm not good at gear. I don't own enough guitars. All my guitars are borrowed and stuff. And Fred Armisen came up to me because we did it was the Spirit Awards, yeah. It was like the indie Oscars, and so we were the house band, which they'll probably never do again. But he's like, he was hosting it, and he goes, how many guitars do you own, man? I'm like, 1. He goes, yeah, because you're a musician. I said, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, everybody who plays in bands who's musicians that I know don't own anything. He's like, everybody I know that owns tons of stuff don't play anything. I felt, phew! Because I was always like, I should know this better.
Me? I have 3 Thunderbirds, 2 for tour and 1 for home, and then 2 acoustic basses.
I generally there's certain guitars I love, and I tried to branch out and keep, maybe I should play more guitars on stage. I was like, no. I basically play the 1965 Firebird and the 1994 Sheridan all the time. Vintage 94.